Hello everybody and welcome back to the EcoPosh for You YouTube channel. I hope you guys have had a wonderful start to your week so far. We're getting into our busy time of year, which is the fall. So we've got back to school going on. We have sales picking up, hopefully, because usually during the summer it's slow. And of course we have all of the holidays coming up, and you know that once the holidays start, it's pretty much bam, 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 and then we're finally done. So there's a lot going on, and so let's go ahead and get into today's video. Okay, so you guys know that I love to stay current on all information Poshmark. I read the Poshmark blogs. I read different groups and forums and things for specifically for Poshmark, but also for reselling and all of that kind of thing. Well, I came across this post, and this is probably the funniest post that I've read online. Most of the time, people are really just venting or looking for an answer to a question, so it's not necessarily a forum for creative writing, but this is hilarious. Okay, I found this post and it really has made me, I was laughing so hard when I read it, so I wanted to share it with you guys, okay? And the title of it is, "Buyer has a meltdown even though I've been helpful. Must be a day ending in Y." Okay? So yeah, like I said, most of the time people don't put because it's more about sharing information and all of that, so it's not really a creative writing thing. So it was really just fun and refreshing to read this. So I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys so that you guys can get a laugh out of it too. Hopefully it brightens your day. Okay. "I apologize in advance for my sloppy wall of text. I'm very unhappy and therefore not well coordinated. For the past few days, I've been in touch with a buyer whose item was marked as delivered but wasn't in her mailbox. In my 15 plus years as a secondhand seller, this has not happened before. As a shopper though, I've been there and it sucks. She opened a missing package case through Poshmark, so she wasn't trying to get something for free. She proceeded to bombard me with questions as if I work for Posh or USPS. I mentioned that a search request could be filed through USPS, followed by a missing mail report after 7 days had passed. She acted like I was telling her to carry across to Golgotha, so I submitted the search request myself. The request was very specific, since I film and photograph my packaging process, and this allows me to provide an obnoxious amount of info, including the ID number and manufacture date of boxes. I let her know all of this, which this is probably a good idea. And I know a lot of people do film themselves packaging things when they ship it out. It's probably a good idea. I should probably, that's a whole nother video. But I'm like, because I've been thinking about this for a while, and I read so many of these. I'm like, maybe I should just set up a GoPro in my shipping area. If anybody has done this, please let us know in the comments if this is worth the time or not. I'm thinking it is. I haven't done it yet, but if anybody has any thoughts, please let me know. I'd be very interested in those. Okay. "I figured that maybe the package was still on the truck or it accidentally got knocked out of sight since it was a small box. As I'm writing this, it still hasn't turned up. She's messaged me multiple times a day to say nothing and no package and nothing yet. Well, yeah, USPS employees aren't going to find your package, abandon every other piece of mail, and Ferris Bueller their way to your house. Her messages were being sent at around 2 to 3 a.m. my time, even though she's only one time zone behind me. That being said, my responses were not immediate, and this led to her having a meltdown and accusing me of ignoring her at about 4 a.m. today. I was asleep at that time because I have a 9-to-5 job, family, and other responsibilities. Shocking, right? I don't know why so many Posh shoppers think that sellers are just twiddling their thumbs until they get a notification." And this is fair. I'm sure you guys have gotten people demanding to know things right away, either on the weekend or late, in the night, or way too early in the morning, And plus, there's a lot of, we all have different time zones too. There's a lot of time discrepancies. So, let's see. My USPS branch contacted me at about 9 a.m. and told me what I already knew. The package hasn't been located, porch pirates are a possibility, and the woman needs to file a report with her own branch, in person or online, since it's an issue in her city that is in a different state. I then checked my Posh messages. The buyer is now claiming she didn't get a refund and is seething about Posh releasing my payment. I'm guessing she got a refund and was too busy chewing me out to check her email and or bank account. Not gonna lie, being accused of ignoring her struck a nerve because I've submitted reports on her behalf and I have kept her up to speed. This woman, who is old enough to be my mother, is acting like a spoiled brat and seems to believe she is entitled to my time and attention. Yes, let me just blow off cooking dinner for my family because Karen can't fathom having to fill out a form or driving to the post office or talking face to face with another human who might have something stern to say if she starts to act like a jackass. As a side note, the missing item wasn't expensive. Okay, blah, 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 blah. My response to her was to say, I'm sorry the parcel is missing. I'm sorry that Poshmark has not distributed a refund. I politely reminded her that she has not been ignored and that I have been the one contacting USPS. Anyway, so, and it goes on, it goes on, it goes on. I did not receive one thank you or I appreciate the help throughout this situation. Shame on me for trying to help someone who couldn't be bothered to feign a bit of gratitude. Now I literally have to get ready to leave town for a funeral. Perhaps Karen could fill out those missing mail forms herself, but then she wouldn't be able to rage at sellers at 4 o'clock in the morning. May you all have a relaxed day that is free of screaming banshees in your DMs. So, pretty funny. I like that one. And there's a lot of legitimate issues in this, okay? So, for me, I mean, besides the fact that I feel like this post was hilarious, it was kind of cracking me up. At least more than most posts. More of the posts are kind of like venting or whining or just like absurd, ridiculous, or they're fighting with other people in the forum. So yeah, this was a nice change. But I do get tired of people blaming us instead of USPS. And really, it's not even their fault either. I've had maybe 2 situations with packages where the person eventually received them. It may have taken a couple extra days, but for some reason they weren't scanned into the system, but the package was still processing. It just didn't show up in the system. And when I asked the ladies at the post office about it, that's what they told me, and eventually the packages got there. So I've never had really a bad experience with USPS. I've definitely heard about them, and I mean, I don't think I'd really rage at anybody because these things just happen. And the fact of it is, and I think sometimes this is where it gets aggravating with sellers and buyers and Poshmark and all of that, is that normally, okay, say for example, this person had ordered this item on Walmart.com or Buckle.com, VictoriaSecret.com, whatever. They ordered it on the internet, okay, from the company directly. All right, if that were the case, then what would happen is they would call Victoria's Secret, they would call, I mean, whoever they ordered it from, they would call them, and the person would say, yeah, after we ship it, it's out of our hands. You need to contact USPS and file a claim on their website. That's what they would be told, which is exactly what this person told her. Okay, and she did tell her that, but not only did she tell her what she needed to do, but she also went to the post office to just kind of say, hey, have you seen this package? Do you know what's going on with it? And ask them. And the thing is, it wasn't her job to do that. Okay, this seller decided to take it upon herself and actually go and check with the post office just to see if maybe she could shed some light on it. Or so she did. She kind of went above and beyond, I feel like. This is something that I would do. This is something that I have done. Like I said, those 2 packages. And it's really not a big deal. You go in there, you ask them what's going on. But the fact is, you don't have to do that. Okay? Would I recommend that people do that? Do I think a good seller would do that? Yes, I do. But is that in the list of requirements? No, it's not. Okay? And I can guarantee you that Buckle Corporation wouldn't have done that. Victoria's Secret Corporation wouldn't have done that. Walmart wouldn't have done that. They're not going to be sitting there like, oh, let me go check for this person. Let me go to the post office and make sure this. They wouldn't do any bit of that. Okay? They probably wouldn't even listen to you for more than 2 minutes on a phone call talking about it. Okay? So, and that is the thing. And that's one of the reasons that I am a little nervous about these partial refunds. Because I feel like a lot of times as sellers, because they have a direct line to us to get a hold of us, people expect more. And people expect things they don't deserve. And I hate to go on a little rant like this, but honestly, that's how I feel about this situation. It is aggravating. I think if you're a good, if you're a good seller and you're trying to be honest and do right by your people, that you're going to do everything that you can to make it a good experience for somebody. But that doesn't mean that people have the right to complain to you about things they wouldn't normally complain to Walmart about, It's one thing if the person is approaching you in a polite manner and they're not being rude, they're easier to explain things to, they're more understanding because they realize it's not your job. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like I'm starting to get a little ranty here, but you guys kind of get the point of this. But I hope you guys enjoyed this post. It was pretty funny to read, and but it's a very real situation that we all deal with. So if you have any comments about this, please let me know. But other than that, you guys enjoy the rest of your day.